Well, when you think of Nevada, it's hard not to think about getting hitched or maybe getting divorced. News 4's Will Von Toggen gives us a look at the truth behind Reno's infamous wedding chapels.
The chapel wedding is often seen as the stuff of Hollywood hijinks, but in reality, the wedding chapel industry has a great deal of historic and economic significance to the Silver State. I'm here at Reno's oldest wedding chapel, the Chapel of the Bells, located on West 4th Street. Let's see if we can get some answers on just why wedding bells bring big business to northern Nevada.
It's economically inviting for people. Maybe you can't afford to go to Hawaii for a vacation or for a honeymoon, but you can have a nice weekend in Reno along with your wedding.
Apart from the appeal of an inexpensive wedding, Nevada law has also made the process of obtaining a marriage license extremely easy, requiring not much more from you than a valid U.S. ID and $60. It seems the process of getting married in Nevada is pretty simple, but is it just as easy to find someone to get married to? Let's see how long it takes me to find a bride of my own. Will you marry me?
No. No.
Will you marry me? Will you
Maybe not tonight.
Will you marry me?
Not today.
One of the biggest myths, Will, about wedding chapels is that couples that come here just met each other last night and got drunk and decided to get married. Although I'm sure that happens on rare occasions, we have people that come in and shop for us 8, 10, 12 months ahead of the wedding.
The newlywed Cazares couple are a good example. The parents of Christina Cazares eloped in Reno nearly 30 years ago, and today she and her husband Ethan tied the knot as a gesture to her family tradition. They note the experience has had other benefits.
It's lesser stress. You don't have to deal with other person's personalities.
The people here, they tell you what to do, give you the paperwork, drive you to the courthouse, and it was like really simple.
And with the high number of ceremonies performed, close to 10,000 a year between Reno and Carson, the experience of the chapel overseers gives an added sense of assurance to the happy couples.
We know what we're doing, we're professionals at it, and people like that.
For the economic factor, I give wedding chapels an obvious 5 out of 5 slices of wedding cake. The average chapel wedding costs just under $200, and the ceremonies attract visitors from across the world to get married here in northern Nevada. For the historical factor, I give another 5 out of 5 slices of cake. Though recent years have seen a vast decline in the number of ceremonies performed, wedding chapels remain an important fixture in the history of our state. For the reckless factor, I'm afraid I can only give one tiny slice of wedding cake. Though the process is relatively simple, actually finding someone to marry is easier said than done. Stop by next week as we take a closer look at the truth behind microbrewing in the Silver State.
I'm surprised they all said no, huh? Shoot, he's a good-looking guy. We'll be sure to join us next week as Will continues his search for the truth about the Silver State right here on News.